Here I am out in the middle of nowhere. It's actually Saskatchewan. It's pretty quiet today. Most of our family has gone back home, so there's just a few of us here hanging out. Went golfing this morning, which was pretty fun over in Manitoba. And I thought this might be an interesting topic. If I try and upload a video for YouTube, as you can see, there are no cell towers or anything like that around here. It's very tough to get service, other than phone calls, all that kind of stuff. But I was thinking, of course, about Ukraine and other things. Not just Zelensky. I'm not always thinking about President Zelensky, but one of the things I was thinking about was, why in the heck is it so difficult to get coverage out in the middle of Saskatchewan? Why is it so difficult? You go inside, the bars are going down to like one bar, can't watch a video, all this kind of stuff. And then I started looking around a little bit, and I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but 90% of our intercontinental communications are done basically on the seafloor. We have fiber optic cables, probably like hundreds of thousands of miles of cable underground, or I should say on the seafloor bed that basically goes all over the planet. And this is how we get our news feeds, all this kind of stuff. But basically, if you go to Newfoundland with all your cables, and then it goes under the seafloor bed all the way to Europe, and then it branches out towards Asia and all that kind of stuff. So not sure if you know about that, but I thought it might be interesting to make a video about that, because when you're thinking about Ukraine, and I've mentioned videos about why I think Ukraine could become one of the most powerful nations on the planet, even more powerful than China and Russia, is because they're heavily invested now in drones. They're heavily invested in artificial intelligence. I might make a video on Lambda, which is, there's a rumor going on that Google actually announced that its artificial intelligence became sentient, if you will. So Google's own robot, I guess, became self-aware. I don't know if it was a couple weeks ago or whatever, but that's kind of interesting. I might make a video about that as well. But when I talk about cables and all that kind of stuff on the seafloor, a lot of people think that most of our communications comes from satellites and all this kind of stuff, and it's not true. In fact, Google is in the process of purchasing, I believe, 12 or 13 ships to lay cable on the seafloor. Also, Facebook is doing the same thing. Amazon is doing the same thing. We've actually laid cable since the 1850s on the seafloor bed. So this is kind of interesting. It's not talked about. Nobody talks about this stuff. But if I was President Zelensky and I wanted to make a play to become a superpower, I think I would invest a ton of money in mini submarines. You might be asking, why submarines? Because if you can control under the sea, specifically all the cables, that's 97% of the communications. You can knock them out yourself, and it would cause havoc because they'd have to repair. Countries would have to repair the cable. So if you can actually protect those cables, that could almost be like the most important thing, more important than nuclear capability. And then also, another thing I thought about is, if he buys subs, where would he get these subs from? And there's a lot of talk about, like, especially when you're talking about Revelation, the book of Revelations, that the Antichrist is going to come out of Turkey and Syria and areas like that. And I thought, well, some of the places, and I don't know if I agree with all that stuff, but some of the places that Ukraine could purchase mini subs at least and start building up a navy would be Turkey, because they have some of the top of the line subs, mini subs. So you just invest, buy a whole bunch of mini subs, and then off you go. So that's just one of my thoughts. I'll probably do a video on Lambda as well and give you my thoughts on that. But what do you guys think about that? I think if Ukraine is going to build up their defense like they're planning on, and they're doing right now, I think a smart thing for them would be to buy a whole bunch of subs, ton of them, put them all in the Black Sea. Anyways, there's my 2 cents. See you later.